Hey everyone, and welcome to the Bay State Golf Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Melia. Today's topic is we're going to talk about 6 golf courses that you can play this winter in Massachusetts. There are a number of golf courses that you can play that stay open through the winter, especially on the Cape and kind of South Shore area. But I picked out 6 in 2 north of the city, 2 south of the city, 3 south of the city, and then 1 that requires a ferry ride to one of the islands. There are, like I said, a ton of golf courses that stay open in the winter. If you are a sicko and you love to play in cold weather, or just you have the flexibility to steal a day, on those random December, January, February days that somehow hit 50 or even 60 degrees, you should go and check some of these out. Of course, the one little caveat is make sure you call these golf courses before you go play. If you live in one part of the state and you're not quite sure if there's snow on the ground in another part, just give them a call and they will be happy to let you know if they are open or not, or at least check the website or their Instagram. But these all, for the most part, are open, weather permitting, through the winter. We're going to start north of the city. I've got 2 courses up there that are worth checking out, both 9-hole golf courses. First off, one of my favorites, a place that I talk about a lot on here, so I won't spend too much time, but Cape Ann Golf Course in Essex, 9 holes on the marsh. You're not going to have any greenheads driving you nuts in the wintertime when you're out playing golf. Firm and fast, really kind of a great way to play Cape Ann is when it's just a little bit firmer. So Cape Ann, go check it out. Make an afternoon of it, make a day of it. Go up and play an early 9 holes, get some fried clams at Woodman's, go get a beer at Great Marsh. If you like to do some antiquing or just walking down Main Street, Essex and the North Shore is a lovely place to go. So Cape Ann, great 9-holer. As the days get short, good spot to go and play. And if you want to play 18 holes, it's a good place to go and see it twice. So Cape Ann is one recommendation from me for this list. The second one is not as great a golf course, but it is kind of a nice place if you just want to go and hit a ball around a field for a little bit and not really worry about anything else in kind of a cool little setting. If you've never played Kelly Greens in Nahant, it's another 9-holer, very much a neighborhood golf course, tiny little pro shop, a lot of par 3s, sea salt air. You're going to feel a little bit like you're on Cape Cod or, on the ocean on vacation, even though it might be 45 degrees out when you're playing. But just a kind of a cool little golf course. Next, you are not going to be blown away with the golf that you're going to play. But in the winter, sometimes what you just want is a place to scratch the itch, chase a golf ball around, and Kelly Greens in Nahant is definitely one of those places. And Nahant is just kind of an interesting little section of the state to visit. Just kind of sticks out. You got to drive across a causeway to get to it, up near Swampscott in that area of Massachusetts. So go check out Kelly Greens. Really just a neat place to go and check out any time of the year. Third on the list, Whaling City, a place that I just played in November of 2024 in my quest. It was course 141 in my quest to play every course in Massachusetts. I was pleasantly surprised just in general by the golf course. It's a long golf course. You can get to 6,800 yards plus from the tips. When I played it was firm and fast. We haven't had much rain here in Massachusetts. Some tough driving on the golf course. It's also, from where I live, a tough drive to the golf course. But if you're looking for an 18-hole golf course that can be tough, probably plays better in the winter than it does in the summer because it is pretty low lying. It can get pretty wet from what I could tell and from the people I was talking to. Any sort of rain just kind of sits because it's a very kind of bowl-shaped golf course, especially through the middle of the golf course. So good place to go check out in the winter, and a little bit off the beaten path. I'm not sure how many people necessarily know it's open in the winter. I'm not sure how many people know about the golf course in general. So Whaling City, a good one to go play 9 or 18 holes. It's challenging, and it probably plays better when it's dry and cold than it does when it's humid and damp out and raining in the summer. Next, we're going to go to Duxbury and play and check out North Hill, a 9-hole municipal golf course that is full of challenge. The first few holes are very difficult, particularly the second and third holes out there. The first hole is a kind of big heaving par 5 with some cool land. It feels a little bit like a bigger version of Unicorn, which is also open in the winter as well, just to give them a little side shout out in Stoneham, north of the city. And it's just kind of like a bigger, maybe more difficult version of Unicorn. The second hole is really tough. The third hole is really tough. The fourth hole is a cool par 3. The fifth hole is like a drivable par 4. Another par 5, I think, is a 6. I haven't played there in a couple years. I think 2021, and I can still remember the golf course and the golf in my mind, which is a good sign. It kind of passes that test, the car test, or the 3 years since I played it test. But good 9-holer. Another good place that's, kind of pretty good golf. You're not going to leave there feeling like you didn't really do much. You're going to feel like you played a round of 9 holes, or you could go around and play it twice and get 18 holes in. But North Hill in Duxbury, another really good place south of the city, kind of one of those microclimates that you wouldn't think it would stay open year round, but it does. And people seem to really like it in the wintertime. So that's another good one to check out. A place, after talking about some 9-holers, let's talk about a place with 27 holes that you can go play in Plymouth, Crosswinds. One of the best deals in the state throughout the year. Crosswinds has 3 really solid 9-hole courses. It's open, obviously, throughout the year. You can play there in the winter. Plymouth is, another one of those microclimates that you could play golf almost throughout the whole year as long as there's no snow. So Crosswinds is another really good spot to go and check out. I like it. I played there in July and just was kind of once again impressed with the routing, with the challenge, with some of the shots that you had to hit, the variation of holes and par 3s. And we had an event there, and everyone, after playing 18 holes, was very impressed with the place. And it's probably pretty tricky when it's cold and firm out, because you get a lot of spots where the ball can kind of funnel off into the trees and into the woods. But good golf course to check out this winter when scores don't count and you're just really trying to, again, scratch the itch, get the rust off, keep the rust off a little bit on those random warm days that we might have. And then the final one is a golf course that takes a bit more planning than just maybe looking at the forecast or waking up one morning and having, no meetings and realizing I could sneak out and play 9 holes. Miacomet on Nantucket is worth the trip if you can make it work. I played Miacomet last April, and it was still their winter rate. So their winter rate goes basically until April 30th, and it starts November 23rd. It's $70 to play in the winter. It's a $60 ferry ride, two and I think it's $60 to get back there and back, as I muddle up my words here. And it's then a $30 cab ride. So you're still, you're going to pay to get down there, but it's a place you can go play on a day trip. That's what I did with my buddy Jameson. And it's a really, really good golf course. It is one of the best public golf courses in the state. It is a former U.S. Mid-Am Championship host, along with Sankaty Head. They were the co-hosts of the event. So everyone played Sankaty Head and everyone played Miacomet over the course of the first 2 days of golf. And there were a lot of people who had never played either, who I talked to that week and thought, like, man, Miacomet holds up next to Sankaty Head, which is, one of the favorite privates for a lot of people in the state as well. So Miacomet is definitely worth making a little planned trip. When we went in April, it was like 50 degrees. It was sunny. It was windy. It was cold. It was my first full 18 holes of the year. But if you're kind of looking for the edge of the winter, either at the beginning or at the end, and you'd like to go do something a little bit different, a little bit novel, Miacomet is definitely one of the places that you should have on your short list of like, let's look 10 days in advance and see if there's a little stretch of weather that's pretty good that we could go down and play Miacomet. So those are 6 golf courses that are open this winter that I think you should check out. I will do another one of these. If you have courses that you like, stick them in the comments that are open in the winter, and we'll compile a little list here over the course of the next few weeks as winter slowly creeps in and we just want to go outside and maybe play a little bit of golf. So those 6 courses are Cape Ann in Essex, Kelly Greens in Nahant, Whaling City in New Bedford, North Hill in Duxbury, Crosswinds in Plymouth, and Miacomet on Nantucket. That is it for today. Thanks again for subscribing. Check this out on YouTube, and you can also sign up for my newsletter for free at baystategolf.beehive.com. We will see you all next time.